Friday. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. I'm Lauren Neidigh. I'm here with my friends Bruce from Oregon and Schnitzel Ninja, who you may know from my previous streams and/or Dave Neal's previous streams. So I have a question to open up that we were just kind of debating backstage. Do you think it's weird to see a picture of your coworker's like wife giving birth, or if you see like a picture of someone giving birth, is that like an ew for you, or is it just like, oh, that's beautiful?
Also, context.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
You
what
tell
is the
the context.
context here?
Like,
I'm pretty sure we were just talking about Bruce's moose giving birth.
Bruce's moose.
I'm giving birth? Oh my goodness. That's news to me.
Your moose girlfriend is.
We're talking about the Blake Lively case, and that in that context, it wasn't just like, you're in a corporate office and you're like, hey, you want to see my wife give birth? It's like she's doing a birth.
Could you say it like that again? Hey, you want to see my wife?
You want to see my wife give birth?
Hey, Jim, are you done with those spreadsheets? Did you put the cover sheet on your TPS report? Because if you did, you can see a video of my wife giving birth.
Don't click this link. So in that context, I think out of context, if it's just a random coworker or like, yeah, I could see that being weird. But I was thinking more specifically if it's like you're preparing for a role.
I'm gonna make it a poll. We're gonna take a poll in chat here.
Look, give it context.
I mean, the context for this court case is that they're making a movie where these things are happening. So in a movie, you storyboard out the movie.
Right.
And in lieu of some specific storyboards, you may use these videos. So it's a little bit different than going to an accounting office and showing everybody your birth videos.
Exactly.
All right, chat, we have started the poll here. So vote in the poll before me, please.
Oh, no.
What does it say? I can't see it. Where is
it? It says, reaction to seeing someone give birth is ew or oh my God, beautiful.
Just randomly on the street or in the back of a cab or...
I forgot to set my goal. Let me do that really quick.
I saw a video the other day of someone giving birth in the back of, I don't know if it was a Lyft or an Uber, one of those. And it was like a ride share. So there was someone else in the back seat with her when it was happening, like this random guy.
So you're saying I can get a Groupon for a live birth?
Probably.
I'm so scared. Okay. Anyways, guys, we're here tonight. I'm kind of throwing it back to my roots, I guess. When I started YouTube, it was to talk about a case where I felt like someone was being very manipulative. People thought she was crazy. Her name is Laura Owens, and she accused The Bachelor of impregnating her with twins. The Bachelor, former lead Clayton Echard. Now, it turns out that she has been pulling this con for over a decade, and she has fooled at least 4 or 5 men, I think, or not even fooled, but like trolled at least 4 or 5 men with this horrible thing and dragged them through the court system in some way or another. And now she's still in the middle of the appeals process because she wouldn't accept basically the court saying, no, this isn't reasonable. No, what you did isn't right. And so all that's still going on. And then now after, that kind of settled down for a little bit, even though it's still pending, this case with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni came up, and I saw a lot of parallels with the alleged false allegations and also some of the manipulative stuff that's going on as far as the press goes. So I wanted to start with that. JFC Mod, hey, how you doing?
Lauren, I'm receiving secret messages that may or may not be so secret that we need to start with. Okay. Oh. And those are that you have hit the 10,000 subscriber mark today.
Indeed, yes, I did. That must have been like 2 hours ago or so. Oh, Omar's going to be in here eventually, he says.
Omar's coming in, good.
Yeah, he's coming in eventually.
Yeah, it was a couple hours ago, and I was not expecting to hit that today because I was, like 9.5K this morning, so I must have been like 500 subs today, and that's crazy for me. So, yeah, that was really interesting.
Incredible.
Well, I mean, before we begin, just on behalf of me, and I know I speak for some other people, Megan Fox, Dave Neal, others, congratulations. And it's well-deserved, and we're happy to see it. And we know there are many great things ahead for you in the future.
Well, I couldn't have done it without either of you, so,
No, you could. Thank you for having us on the ride with you.
No fucking way. I wouldn't have finished half the shit that I did if you guys hadn't helped. So especially the last few weeks or so, like with these longer filings and stuff. Both of you stayed up with me to strange hours of the night, reading about other people's problems. So,
Right.
yeah,
What's new?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Reg Angel, and thank you, mods, for helping me out with everything you've done. I know not all the mods are going to see this because some people go to bed at a decent hour, and I was not expecting to do this tonight. But mods, if you're watching this on replay, thank you very much. Also, I am starting a Discord, but I'm not going to invite.
Ooh.
I'm not going to invite people into that yet. We're going to do that sometime later this week. You guys are both in it, but I haven't opened it up yet, so we'll see. We're going to start doing that, and then hopefully I can get all the mods in there, because I realized I don't have a way to communicate with all my mods. I only talk to them in these chats on YouTube. So it's
Actually,
like,
I don't
oh
know.
shit.
I don't know if I joined yet. I don't know if I got a
Oh
an
shit.
invite on.
Yeah, no, I have like I wouldn't say like 10 people in there probably, but I'm missing some people. So just remind me after this, and I'll send you a link.
Okay,
Um,
So
sorry,
wait,
I,
all
did,
the
I didn't mean to forget you.
that's okay.
you're just sending those unhinged Snapchats just to me? I mean, I feel honored.
Yes, actually,
Oh, okay. Is that how that works?
I don't have a lot of people on Snapchat, so you're special. And I don't mean in the "you're such a special snowflake" kind of way. I mean in the dumb way. You're special.
Yeah.
Should I
In
share
the,
it? Should I
yeah,
share
what love
the
furry.
weirdest Snapchat I ever sent?
Oh
Yes,
boy.
please.
That you ever sent. Oh
That
boy.
I ever sent. It's a long time ago, like probably 2016, 17 time.
Mhm.
I was messaging with a guy.
When you were young and your heart was an open book.
Because
I was
now
gonna,
she's such an old bag.
I am 87 years ago.
I love my own jokes. Go on.
So I will just say I realized this one filter worked on my boob, and so I sent a picture of it. The guest thought it looked like a face, and it put the filter on it. So
Do you have
I
a
sent it.
visual
I
demonstration?
think it's long gone.
Is it like that guy in Total Recall where he opens his shirt up and there's like another face there?
It was like a
that?
dog, which is so weird. I know
Wait,
all of this
it
is
wasn't the
weird.
dog with the tongue sticking out, was
No,
it?
it was a
Okay.
different dog. Yeah, it was like a cartoon dog. Well, that's a
Okay.
cartoon dog, but a different cartoon dog. Anyway, it's the weirdest one I've ever sent.
Uh-huh. Okay. Bruce, what about you?
Did we get to see it? Probably not.
It's gone.
It's long gone.
Yeah.
Long gone.
Long gone, but what was it?
Hmm?
The weirdest one
Oh,
that
these
Bruce
are all
ever...
long gone. Oh,
Yeah.
what did I do? I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I don't know. I literally have Snapchat for 2 people.
You have
And
Snapchat? Well, I'm one of them,
So
obviously.
it's probably just a dumb face I sent you or something. I don't know. Like, what do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, those were pretty weird.
That's the best I got. I'm pretty boring, guys.
I
I'm
only
sorry.
use it for my son now. Like if I don't know, like if he's home from school one day and
Yeah.
we're looking for something to do that's not just like watching TV or whatever, or if he's waiting at the doctor's office to fill the waiting
filters.
time. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to see if I can put Love Loves on my boobs or something after the segment's over. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that now. It's gonna be great.
Or your sack.
Anyone who's new here, you missed out on the Love era, which is ever ongoing. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, okay, I want to
You can't speak of my private moose bits.
Ew.
They're not that private, Bruce.
What?
You know what I said.
I try to be real classy, like Audrey Hepburn.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. And I try to be real classy like Tila Tequila before she was a Christian.
Oh.
She was probably my first follow on MySpace. I feel like everybody followed her.
I wish we could bring MySpace back because I'm kind of tired of like Facebook and Twitter.
You guys don't use MySpace anymore?
We need to make MySpace great again and bring it back in a new form.
Ask Trump.
MySpace 2.0. We need to do it.
Guys, no politics on Lauren's stream.
What?
All right.
No, I'm just. Well, he said,
Okay,
"Great, make it great again."
The current
Oh
poll
my-
results, the result of 53 votes, and the poll is ongoing, friends. The poll is ongoing. It says reaction to seeing someone give birth. Ew got 47% so far, and oh my god, beautiful got 50. Oh, it just moved up to 54 to 46.
Oh yeah,
You should have clarified. Am I seeing someone give birth in person, or is this like I'm watching a video?
We're talking about a situation where, like, we're like a Blake Justin scenario, or Blake Jamie, or whoever, where they came up and they were like showing a photo just of the water birth, and no one
So
was
I'm on a
naked.
movie. Like, who am I?
Yeah.
I'm probably the guy that holds the microphone boom.
Boom
Is
mic.
that what it is? And there's this movie. There's someone's going to give birth in the movie, and they show me the video, so I know where to hold the microphone or something, so I don't get too many splashes or whatever on the
right
microphone.
in the baby's face because
don't-
they are not loud enough.
Yeah, I mean, I need to watch this video so I know where to put the microphone. I see.
Yeah.
It
Let me
all
do.
makes
I'll be
sense
back in 5
now.
minutes.
Wait, what?
Just kidding.
Oh, hold on. One
I have a group on.
Anyways, getting into what we actually came here to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk about some of the sort of not press manipulation per se, but manipulation of, like, somebody uses the press and then they're like, oh, look, the other person's the one using the press against me. So we all know that happened in the Laura Owens case, which we'll talk about a little bit later for anybody who's new to that and is only at my channel because they saw my Blake and Justin coverage. So I wanted to go over this little part about today's latest filing, which came out towards the end of the afternoon or early evening today. It says here, certain online content creators who frequently parrot the Wayfarer party's line, at least one of whom just so happens to be a client of Wayfarer counsel, and they're talking about Perez, and then they're talking about Candace Owens, and then there's, at least one or two other links in here, but they're saying, like, predictably media outlets picked up the same narrative, and they're basically saying, like, Justin is using the press against her, and they're taking no responsibility at all for their role in going to the New York Times and putting him on blast and destroying his character with those allegedly false allegations, which I, believe they're false. But the parallel between these two cases that I noticed was obviously, like, she went to the press first. She put this all out there, and now it's backfiring, and she's like, look at what he's doing to me. And of course, with Laura Owens, she went to Reddit and she put everything out there and tried to ruin Clayton's reputation and his life. And then was like, oh my God, look at what he's doing to me when he's going on podcasts or just, like, talking about things, even on just his Instagram story. So,
And the U.S. version of The Sun, the tabloid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was prior to Reddit, or at least prior to most of Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the whole thing was just nuts with Laura, like, explicitly going out on Reddit and, like, posting a Dropbox full of fucking evidence herself. And, like, when Blake went to the New York Times, of course, she came with all those text messages and stuff like that. Obviously, we haven't seen them all, but apparently she had tons of text messages that she gave to the New York Times. And so, to me, it's just like that huge, like, I need to be a victim kind of perspective that's, like, going to be these people's downfall, because it's like, no, we can look at this and this and this that you did and see that this is not the case. So I feel like she's just kind of telling on herself right out of the gate. So yeah.
Well, I think it's a mindset, right, where you have this curated set of evidence, and you're like, look, if I can just explain to someone this curated set of evidence, I can convince them because I've convinced myself, or for whatever reason, right? Do you think it's more like that? Like they've convinced themselves, and so they think their curated set can convince everybody else?
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't hear the question. I was busy looking at another tab. What'd you say?
I mean, I guess, do you think when they go out, when they break the story themselves, and then everybody, the internet investigators, find all the other evidence and say, hey, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
Do you think they originally started out with their curated set of evidence because they really believe it themselves? Or do you think it's more like nefarious?
No, I think
it
it's
could be
definitely
both,
nefarious.
or
It's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely nefarious. Neither of these two people strike me as delusional. Neither of these two people strike me as, like, they really totally believe that none of the other side's story is true. I feel like they're just kind of cherry picking, and I feel like Once things start to turn around on them, they're just like, oh my God, what are you talking about? You're such a horrible person for accusing me of such horrible things when I've been through all this shit, So it's just, to me, it's kind of like an obvious kind of tactic.
Yeah, because it seems like interrogation of the initial evidence is not met with sort of scientific curiosity or rational debate.
Mhm.
It's met with this sort of emotional barrier of like, why don't you believe me? I'm totally a victim here, right? That's
Mhm.
clearly the case in the Owens
Right.
case.
Well, you can't so many people, and I've said this before, so many people are afraid to be like, hey, I don't buy this. When somebody comes out with this terrible, devastating narrative, like I've been sexually harassed on set, or like I have been gaslit by this guy who allegedly impregnated me with twins, and now they're treating me like shit. So like, so many people are afraid to be like, no, this doesn't make sense to me. No, I don't buy this, or no, I don't totally believe this. I want to see more evidence. Because there are people out there, and unfortunately, that's the way of the world now, who will pile on you for being skeptical.
Mhm.
And that sucks. But also, the victims in these cases, the alleged, smear campaign against Justin now, and the actual, kind of behavioral misconduct against Clayton, the bachelor, in the Laura Owens case, they don't want all their shit aired out there. So, like, people are banking on, when people come out with these false allegations, they're also banking on this person cares enough about their reputation that they want to keep it just so quiet. They don't want it to go any further. So they're not going to fight back. They're not going to retaliate. So I have the power here. That's kind of what the person making the accusations are saying. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Drunkest Turtle, thank you for $3. I hope the embarrassing story has the word moist. Damn it. Drunkest Turtle. So I set the super chat goal to 10. If we don't make it, then I will just tell you personally the embarrassing story, because I know how to reach you. I'm not creepy, I swear.
Doesn't sound creepy at all.
No, totally not. I'm coming to your house. Anyways.
I wonder, so where I sit right now is that she's not telling the truth. Now, if I also don't personally believe that she thinks she's telling the truth. I think she knows she's not telling the truth.
Right.
But this is a huge fucking thing to do, knowing that.
Yeah.
So I still have trouble where I'm at right now wrapping my mind around the fact that she did all of this thinking she was just going to bulldoze him and he wasn't going to fight. That's like,
I mean,
that's just insane to me.
It's a risk reward type thing. She saw that he had more of a passive personality, and that he really let her kind of bulldoze over him a lot during the filming, because she took over the fucking film. So like, she assumed that he would remain passive and let her get away with whatever she wanted, and that he would just try to keep the peace. He would just try to keep things as low key as possible, and she would end up getting what she wanted. So that's how I feel like she was weighing the risk and reward. It's like, the risk is, yeah, this guy might say something, but I already know that he's let me get away with this much so far. And also, I could sort of destroy his reputation with this, so he's not going to want to go through with saying anything back. He's just going to want to kind of silently go away. So yeah, that's just kind of where I think the thought process was.
Yeah, that's a good point. They may have thought that the trajectory they were on from the time of making the movie would just continue on beyond the movie. And it may be that the teeter-totter tilted enough to where they said, no, this is too much now. We've had enough. The other aspect that came to my mind was when you talk about risk reward. It may in the beginning of this process, when the sort of PR battle happened, or when these retaliatory events started happening, there may have been a fog of war effect, in terms of like, just like in a video game where you can't see the map until you explore. They may have been assessing
Fortnite.
their risk reward, equation differently compared to where we are now, where we're looking back at it, seeing more of the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Also, when we're talking about the risk reward stuff, as far as the Me Too movement goes, I mean, people will say, some people will say believe all women and that kind of shit. Like, so she was expecting. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this camera. So she was expecting. It's not making me look as good as I am. So she was expecting, people to jump on her side and think, okay, well, she's just another part of this movement, which is, in my opinion, kind of stalled over the last year or two. I feel like we haven't heard as much about the Me Too movement since, it started, around 2020? And that was like a huge thing. And now it's kind of stalled, but she's kind of like, I can get, and part of the risk reward is the reward. I can get all this attention. I can make a huge name for myself. All these people are going to rally around me. It's going to have infinite benefits for me versus like this super passive guy who's never, bugged me about everything that I've done to overtake his film. He's not going to bother me. So,
yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, he got pushed around so much by them that they probably were surprised when he fought back.
Bacon bots. Thank you, Jam. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words. Let's see. Drunkest Turtle, thank you for the $3. Maybe a little creepy. Well, mildly. P. Mahone, thank you for the $5. Congrats on the 10K. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Like I said, I was not expecting that today, so I'm surprised. Frey Ameye, I hope I said that right. Do you think her and Ryan listen to their team at all? It feels like they are still driving the narrative. I just picture their team face-palming all day long. I don't know. Some people have said in comments on some of my videos, like, this sounds like something a lawyer would write when they don't believe that this is the right course of action, but the client is insisting on it. So, but those were just comments. Those are just opinions. I don't know. But it does seem like, I don't know, some of this stuff, I'm like, I can't imagine this was the best they could come up with. So,
I mean, when Omar gets here, you can probably give us some insight into how far the client can push their attorney in terms of what they would put in a filing or a motion.
Yeah, definitely. Omar, you guys in the chat should know, Omar is the lawyer who's been, and I probably said this earlier, but Omar's the lawyer who's been helping me out in my streams. And I have another lawyer friend, Alex, who's going to come on to one of my streams soon and discuss some of the legal points on this.
Nice.
So it's, I've got lots of stuff going, and I'm going to start talking more about some of the other cases I've been covering too. The Dank DeMoss Lyft lawsuit, which I don't know if you guys know. This woman in Michigan is suing a Lyft driver and Lyft the company because she was too fat to fit in this guy's car.
I heard about this earlier.
Yeah. So I've been doing, I did a couple streams on that, or a couple videos on that at least. And she went on this podcast, The Breakfast Club, which is a pretty popular podcast with Charlemagne. And she said, like a whole bunch of stuff. She said, we need accommodations and I just want to be accommodated. And no, I'm not, I don't fault the driver, which was the stupidest thing she could say for someone suing the fucking driver. She says, I don't fault the driver.
Oh, wow.
Right. And then, so they say, so you're not suing the driver individually? And she goes, no, I'm not. And so I pull up the court filing and I was like, oh, that was a fucking lie.
Oh, boy.
Because she is suing the driver. He's listed as John Doe in the lawsuit. And it's very clear from the verbiage in the parties section of that document that she is, in fact, suing the individual drivers. So there's just a lot going on. So I'm going to talk about that.
Well, why was she partying with them if this happened?
Partying with them?
You just talked about the parties. Sorry.
I put Schnitzel Ninja in timeout.
If that was like
I need a body break.
Just a higher quality joke, I might have, But I think you have to go now. Goodbye.
Bye.
No, just kidding. Cassie, thank you for the $2. Closed my eyes briefly and flew off a treadmill? Pardon?
Is that their embarrassing story? Everybody's just giving you super chats with embarrassing stories now.
Oh, good. No, I'm supposed to tell the embarrassing story, but you know what? As a matter of
You've
fact,
apparently
everyone
done a
should.
reverse Uno on this
Love it.
live stream.
Everyone should tell their embarrassing stories.
I like it.
And
If you do, then
yeah.
if you guys tell me your embarrassing stories, then I might read you a passage from my middle school diary. We'll see.
Oh boy.
All right. Did you see Candace Owens' story? She won't be uploading a new podcast due to someone calling her and using an improper tone. She then had a slide at the end referencing Justin Baldoni, her cousin. I don't understand, H. Can you help me out with that one?
What is happening? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
What was the improper tone? And then also
You got to go to Instagram, maybe.
her
If it's a
cousin?
story.
I don't know. Let's check. We'll see if anything's there. I don't know if I even...
Otherwise, I'm sure
I'm not on Instagram much, so I don't know if I even follow Candace Owens.
sure
but let's-
Dave will be on top of it for the morning rush hour.
Yeah, Dave's always on top of that. That did not mean to come out perfect, but it might have. Okay. Wait,
That's
so we're
fine.
talking about her Instagram story because it's not showing up there. Maybe it's on.
It says it's on. Click the link. Real Candace Owens right there.
okay.
And then it's the third
Oh.
story.
Okay. I'm not used to using a web browser for Instagram.
This one.
Taking a day. Okay, hang on. Taking a day off from the podcast today because somebody used an improper tone with me on a phone call. Well, that's me every time I take a phone call. Especially from my mother. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Mom. She watches this sometimes. And I am at that stage of oh, she's pregnant. I had no idea. See, when I'm watching people's YouTube videos, I'm mostly just listening because I'm working. So, like, I have never I've really laid eyes on her to the point where I would know she was pregnant. I actually had no
I didn't
idea.
know she was pregnant either.
Okay. And I'm at that stage of pregnancy where I cannot trust myself.
Wait,
not
is
to
she
breathe fire.
actually pregnant, or is she throwing shade at Whitney Cummings for her
Oh,
Mm.
Whitney.
prior
No,
statements?
I don't.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I did the.
I wonder if she's throwing some shade here.
Yeah, no, I did a video earlier today on because I saw on Dave's podcast, the Rush Hour with Dave Neal. If you're not following that, you're missing out. I saw on Dave's podcast the clip of Whitney Cummings, and so I used that and I tried to demonstrate my point that like Blake Lively's, not insane. She's actually just kind of an asshole.
So everything,
so,
Chad
yeah.
is saying she's actually pregnant, so everything's fine. Well, I mean, other than
the
she's
fire
going
breathing.
pregnancy can be tough to get through, but
Yeah.
other than that, everything's fine.
Okay. It says, I'm at that stage of pregnancy where I cannot trust myself not to breathe fire and tell the public exactly what's going on. I hope you can understand. I mean, all right.
We want the fire. We want the tea. You need fire to heat the tea.
It looks like, like someone came after her cousin.
Oh, her. Okay. I see. Okay.
That's no good.
No, definitely not. That's crazy. Yeah, no. I didn't even use Instagram enough to have noticed that. So thank you.
Wait, who is Serendipitous Lala?
Use your brain. What?
Serendipitous Lala. She shared that story, and that looks like I don't know what's going on. It's the second to last. It's the penultimate story on her channel. I don't know what's going on.
All right, hang on.
Gold star for your proper use of the word penultimate.
Thank you. But my favorite is anti-penultimate.
You guys are so special. All right. Hang on. Oh, wait. This
Third
is
from the end.
Hang on. I'm just reading this really quick. The new way to call out of work, brutal honesty. Okay. At Real Candace Owens calling in someone tried it instead of sick is truly the feminist power move we need. I don't know if that's the... Okay, never mind. You know what? To each their own, right? Honestly, it didn't even cross my mind to just pretend I was sick. Well, why not? What is wrong with me? Why do I really communicate with you all like you're my cousins and we're just chatting on the phone about life? Okay. What is this? Whoever testing... Oh, it's a repost. Okay, let's move this one. This is another level of brutal honesty, but seriously, can people stop upsetting Real Candace Owens? Okay, it's another repost. Okay, to the person who ruined my Tuesday afternoon and came from my cousin, this message is for you. Oh, wait, I need to turn the sound on. My bad, guys. Hold on.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills.
Okay.
Swift. You think you
I've always
boy.
been ahead of the crowd. Never liked Swift. Always okay, whatever. I have no opinions on Taylor Swift at this time, so I'm gonna forgo speaking more on that. Hang on, let me get through some of these shots here. That one. Close my treadmill. I got that one. Cat Lady Ballerina, thank you for the 5. A guy asked me out on a date, and I didn't realize it was a date, so I invited the guy I was actually dating at the time.
Wait.
Oh my God.
Straight ladies always assume.
Wait, was he like, do you want
Very confused.
a threesome or what's happening?
Straight ladies always assume.
Oh
Always
my
assume it's a
God.
date.
Oh my God.
V, thank you for the $3. Congrats on 10K. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And Kev G, sorry, thank you for the $2. Candace refers to Baldoni as her cousin. Oh, okay. I did not catch that, so thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Can I tell a quick story?
Yeah, duh.
So in college, I was in this class that was not
Don't
one
mind
of
me take
my
my headphones off.
exactly. Just
I'm
mute me
listening.
so no one can hear me. It was a class that was not within like my regular classes. And anyway, so it wasn't someone I had met on campus before. And he invited me out on a date, and he was not someone I was really interested in, but I felt bad saying no. So I said yes. I was like, I can go on one date. So then he asked me where I wanted to eat. And I said, at the time, I wasn't super into Chinese food. So I said anything but Chinese would be fine. Well, he takes me.
Just say you have bad taste.
I did, obviously, at the time. So he took me to a restaurant called Red Pepper that was, you guessed it, a Chinese restaurant. And I was a very picky eater at the time. So I ordered.
When he took you there, what did you say? Were you like,
I said nothing. But in
You
my
didn't
mind, I
bring
was
this
like, are you
up.
fucking kidding me?
you should have
And
brought it up?
I should have. But at the time, I felt bad
I get it.
making people feel bad. And so I wouldn't really speak up about a lot of things. So people
Well, that's
take their
certainly
guess.
no longer a problem.
Obviously. So anyway, I ordered rice because I didn't want to eat anything else. So I ordered just rice. I got rice and water for dinner, and the rice was 50 cents. And he was like, I'll buy. So he bought dinner.
It's a high roller.
And then we went to like a play afterwards. And this it humbled me. Because like I said, he was not someone I normally go for. And so anyway, he offers me, to get in my seat, and he called me the wrong name. And I was like,
What?
okay.
Well, for
I'm
50
going
cents, what
to
do you expect? You got to spend at least $5 if you want to kind of remember your name. God, even I know that, you weirdo.
So wait, he was supposed to say, after you, Schnitzel Ninja, but instead he was like, after you, pot roast.
Exactly. But it
Yeah.
was like similar to my it's a name that can get confused with my name. Like when people call you the wrong name, that's like usually the name I get called.
Oh, okay, yeah. That
So-
happens to me.
Brad and Bruce, right?
Well,
With Omar, anyway.
with Omar, but because of my last name, people call me Chris sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Especially people from Asia, like in emails and stuff. They'll just
Okay.
'cause they'll see the email name and
Chris from Oregon.
yeah.
Doesn't have the same ring, does it?
No.
So that's a little different context because if somebody did that to me, I'm kind of used to that almost.
Mhm.
Were you
Yeah,
kind of was it? Yeah.
I was humbled. I swallowed my pride, and we
sure you
watched the
did.
play. And I never went on another date with him.
You swallowed rice and pride.
Mods,
Exactly.
That's it.
With a little
mods.
water.
We need to give somebody in the mods give Leo a little timeout. Leo,
Oh, boy.
we're not doing politics here, please.
Oh, yeah.
And also
And no
stop shouting.
spamming, yeah.
The only person allowed to shout is me and my guests as well. I hope they don't, but if they
I'm
do,
going
it's
to
not
now.
a big deal.
Somebody do it.
Don't
Oh,
swallow. Oh, too late,
lady.
buddy. All right.
working on it.
I swallowed it all, and guess what? I got pregnant.
So many mods. I don't have
Oh
to
my
do
God.
anything. I like this. I go over to Dave's, and if Winks isn't there, I'm like the only one, and I'm like,
I have an overabundance of mods to counter that.
yeah, exactly.
I
It's
feel
good.
like modding would be stressful.
It is.
I've had at least one stream where people are like, "Is anyone here except for mods?"
That's true.
Yeah. Oh man.
The true fans.
Anyways, this issue with the the press and the proposed protective order, it reminds me of when Corey Keith had to try to argue for Laura Owens having her stuff marked confidential in court. Again, you guys who don't know who Laura Owens is, she accused the former Bachelor lead Clayton Echard of being pregnant with her twins, and it turns out she's accused many men of being pregnant with her, or of impregnating her with twins, not being pregnant with her twins. That would be something else, but she would totally do that. And also, she tried to force them to sign dating contracts, which is a new thing for me. I had never seen one before. Yeah, so I flew to Arizona and I covered that court case. Bruce was there. I met Bruce in person. He's very fucking tall, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
you
do
could
what I
be the next
can.
Bachelor. Oh wait, no. Sorry. You are.
What?
You have a person. I didn't mean to imply anything. I was just saying because you're tall, you could be the next Bachelor.
Things are happening right now.
That's great.
Mm.
That is very exciting.
Bruce, your chickens don't count.
What?
Oh God. Whoa.
Those are my platonic ladies. Chickens.
Uh-huh.
Platonic ladies.
I'm about 6'2", maybe 6'3", depending on what shoes I'm wearing.
Me too.
But here's the thing: these guys, Clayton Echard, I know we're talking about him. These
Yeah,
and these
yeah.
other guys,
Ooh.
she clearly has a type because they're all like way over
Built.
6'2", and they're like
yeah.
football players. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, when everybody did skateboarding in high school, and there's like the metal rail on the sidewalk you'd skate down. I'm like the rail. But
I wouldn't go that.
these are
far.
big guys. These are big guys.
Yeah.
Clayton played some football for the Seahawks practice squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. That's true. That's true. He could have played on the Jags. We suck. So anyone's great. So
Yeah, they should have picked him up.
help.
Picked
Clayton, please help. I think we won more than one game last season.
That's nice. Have
It
you guys
is.
seen the Wasabi Girl?
No, what's that?
It's, I don't know, she might be 2.5.
Hmm.
And the mom gives her wasabi. So she's like, this is wasabi. And the girl says, wasabi. And then she tastes it and takes a moment. And then she says, help. So what you just said reminded me of that video.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Oh, fine. I'll send it in the private chat.
We definitely like to digress to impress. That's for
Right.
sure.
So this is what I got ridiculed for.
Anna Finn, thank you
We're
for the
gonna do what we want.
$5.
Tuesday night.
Lauren, say the C word. Cunt.
Yes. What did you call me?
Got your money's worth. I called you a cunt. Anyways.
I can smell your cunt.
Oh, jeez.
Pete Owens says, I'm not following the Owens case, but wasn't her father an athlete? No, her dad was a pretty famous, at least in the San Francisco area, radio host. I don't think he was an athlete, was he? Omar.
Not that I know of.
What's
Oh
up,
my gosh. Wait.
fellas?
This is the first time people who have started following me from the Lively case have seen Omar's face, I think, on my streams.
Oh.
Well, I mean, since we got the home studio set up, might as well use it. You know,
Omar,
very
you're so purple.
I know, right?
I'm trying to replicate the lights that I have in my studio. Also, the camera's different. I'm using my cell phone. I got the real camera over there in the office.
Hmm.
So,
This
The
is
lighting
so
might be-
purple.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like a David Lynch movie.
What color should I make it then?
It's like Prince vibes.
Pink. It is. Well, pink vibes for sure.
All right.
Prince.
Well,
I mean,
after
Oh,
I
Prince. There you go.
don't dislike the purple. I'm just saying it's a lot of purple.
It is a lot of purple. But this was going to be the theme of Flat at one point. We're going to do like a whole purple haze thing. We got voted down in favor.
Voted
of
down.
It was
after
around the
one,
time that I got 10,000 subscribers. We had a vote about what the color should be. Now, Lauren's colors, should they stay? I don't know.
Oh no. That's my favorite user.
Now you're going to make me bashful.
I love a purple man.
Hi, Beba.
Oh,
just for
man.
that. No, we're
Guys,
all
by the way,
progress
after
today.
165 votes, it's beautiful one for the seeing a birthing person.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I went with ew.
I also went with you.
Good.
Knew you would.
I'm sure your wife appreciates that.
Oh, I told her, I was like, hey, we have another one. I ain't looking at that shit. I mean, I'll look at it because I have to, but just know that I'm doing it under duress.
I would tell my husband, you will look at it. You have to look at it.
Oh my
Oh my.
god.
You have to help.
You will bathe in it, and you're gonna bake it in a strudel.
No, you don't have to touch it, but you have to
Excuse
watch.
me? What the fuck?
I will be Omar. I will
be.
be waiting there at the loading bay, having a cigar while
It's not like
you and your wife are doing
Reading
your
the
thing.
newspaper.
Yeah,
Favor of
I'm
that.
reading the newspaper, having a scotch. I'll be at the loading bay. I'm there to support you, sir.
101 Dalmatian style. Just waiting.
Yeah. Omar, we did have an on-topic question for you from earlier.
Oh, let's hear it. What is it? What you got?
So when we're reading through these motions and these new filings and these sort of things from these law firms, what is the amount of pressure that a client can put on their attorney to write it the way the client wants to write it? Or is it more the lawyer's going to write it and getting the approval of the client is just sort of perfunctory?
I'll give you a perfect example on one of my own cases today. I had a client who, it's a really contentious case, and the parties in the litigation are very difficult. They hate each other, just hate each other. And my client was questioning, because she had submitted like maybe 1,000 pages of evidence. And she wanted to know like what happened to the other 880 pages. And I was trying to explain, if I try to dump 1,000 pages of evidence on this judge and he doesn't agree with how relevant it is as you, and he's 20 pages in, then whatever else after that point is not going to matter. You're going to lose your case.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just evidence him to death. Look, some of this stuff is invalid. Some of this stuff is like more than 5 years ago. I need the most important pieces of evidence that you want to get in. What are you trying to accomplish? You want to show substance abuse. You want to show child neglect. So what evidence ties directly to that? And then I go through the exercise going bit by bit. Does this apply? Okay, it applies. Great. It's a photograph of what appears to be some form of paraphernalia. Who took the picture? On what date? If you can't tell me, then I can't lay the foundation. I'm not going to be able to get that evidence in. And so we have to go through the exercise of explaining to them why we're not going to argue the way that they want us to argue. But even then, like that works for logical clients. Other clients are more emotional, such as like a Laura Owens, such as maybe Blake Lively. And so
what if the lawyer is also very emotional and on crack?
Oh, well, good luck to you. If your client
You don't know
is
anybody
supposed
like
to
that.
keep the lawyer in check, then you're in a bad spot. Or if the lawyer just stopped giving an F because he's about to retire.
Okay. And this Lively case it's a federal judge, correct?
Yeah.
And my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that they're even more buttoned up. Is that true?
They don't fuck around in federal. I don't mean to curse on Lauren's stream. But
Too late. I said cunt really loud for $5 earlier.
Oh boy.
for sure,
$5.
state lawyers tend to be more lax. Federal lawyers or federal judges stick to the rules, and they're pretty strict with it. So when they set trial dates, I had been saying, "Oh yeah, they're never going to get the trial by March 2026," and then it dawned on me, "Oh shit, it's a federal case." And I know that I've like in the back of my head, but then, oh yeah, they're going to trial March 26th, and then I think you saw some of that because they asked for an extension of time to file their amended complaint, and the judge was like, "No, I'm not giving you that. A couple of days." They give them a couple of days, and So they're very buttoned up. You got to mind your P's and Q's. If you happen to miss a deadline, it's missed. They make a lot of the other stuff you see is pretty commonplace. They're just less, they're more or less sticklers for the rules.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Sorry, I had to put Leo back he's in the band basement now. He had his warning.
Oh,
He
there's
did his
spiders
time.
down there.
He did his time out, and now he had to go to the band basement. So sad.
Oh, by the way, I learned about the bacon patrol from Lauren. She
earlier today, yeah.
I was streaming and it's like, why is there all kinds of bacon in the chat?
Yeah.
Bacon emojis? What is
Well, what happened was last week I was covering what was it? Gosh, I can't even remember what document it was at this point, but it was during the day. And so I got the document and I was like, I'm going live now. But then I sent it to Dave and he was doing his work with Dave at the time. And I was like, Dave, and I was copying in all caps. So I was like,
no,
Dave,
he was in a public live.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I was like, Dave, go.
Redirected, yeah.
Yeah, and I had emailed it to him. And so he starts doing it. And I was like a little bit ahead of where he was at as far as reading it. And so when I finished mine, I redirected his stream. And I was like, everybody say Lauren sent you and put bacon emojis in the chat, because that's what I do when I raid people, which usually that means maybe a dozen or a couple dozen people are going to the new stream. But this time, because I've never had this many viewers before, his entire chat was just like message after message after message of bacon, 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 bacon. And so I kept trying to explain myself because people in his chat were like, oh my God, bots are here. There are bots here. And I was like, no, we're not bots. I swear to God. But like,
I think I was the only mod there, and people were like, Bruce, do something about all this bacon. And I'm like, what are you supposed to do about it?
And so there's just like bacon, 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 bacon. And I was like, no, guys, I swear we're friendly. We're friendly bacons. And like, it would just get drowned out immediately by more bacon. And so I couldn't do anything about it. Bruce was like, overwhelmed, obviously, by the bacons. And it was just like, there's nothing we could do. It was like I don't know. It's like I don't even know the word for it. I don't even have a word for it. But anyways, I was like, I now control a bacon bot army.
Oh, you have powers now. You got to be careful about how you.
Because I had over 1,000 people in that live stream, so I sent over 1,000 people to Dave's stream and said send bacon, and so it was a big mistake. But yeah, so today I tried to spam you on purpose though.
To let you in, that was a day where Dave and I were working on some pretty tough stuff. And so that was actually a really good laugh for him. Like it was good for him to have a chuckle over that.
It was a total accident. I was like, I swear I didn't mean to do this. I don't have this much attention on a regular basis. So I was like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? And I sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes and I was like, when is it going to stop?
That is the charm of Lauren's channel, the court of popular opinion, the court of random
opinion. Yeah. No, yes. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge, and I can't speak for the whole public. But I'm a layperson. I'm the court of random opinion. Just random.
Hey, everybody's giving opinions nowadays. Why not a random one?
Yeah. Well, that's about all I got is random. So.
Hey, Schmitzel, was that a true story that Leo would? Oh, okay.
It's a game I used to play with a friend. We would sit and like be out to dinner or lunch, and we would watch people like walking like downtown somewhere, and so we would make up fake stories about how the people like that person was our ex.
I was gonna ask if that was the same guy from the story from last Friday, but
no. Nope. Fortunately for Leo.
Fortunately for Leo.
Bacon bots.
I know this kid, man. They tortured this kid. They gave him like a wasabi or something.
So this is a video that Cynical Ninja wanted us to watch, or was referencing, and so I have never seen it before. So let's
roll tape.
Do you want to try it?
No.
Okay.
Wasabi.
Do you want to try it?
Wasabi.
Smell it.
She's so cute and innocent. Don't feed her wasabi.
I know.
Oh
Smell
no.
it first.
Smell it first. Snort it first. Okay. Oh, it's just a little tiny bit too. Eh? Poor kid.
Wait.
I don't feel the same way. okay, dude. Like, I cannot handle spicy shit.
It's
So.
so pitiful. The help.
Yo, right? Can you talk about why you think Jingras isn't tweeting? I think his feelings are hurt by Omar at this point. I'm not sure.
What did I say? There was anything worse than what Dave said? I felt like Dave kind of hurt his feelings.
Yeah, but he can't get to Dave. You guys used to be kind of on decent terms, so like he, wants to talk about you some more.
I don't think it's anything anybody said. I think it's just his litany of failures in these court motions.
Well, they add up, it's kind of hard to defend after a while. Granted for him, he's made it last for 6, 7, 8 months now. 8 months. And 8 months full of promises and failures. And so what are you gonna do, man? And so
he said he's not going to explain to us why he personally thinks she was pregnant. And so we've never heard his explanation of that, which would be mildly interesting. It wouldn't matter, but it would be interesting.
Like hearing a flat earther explain. So why do you
Not the flat earthers are going.
I mean, that can be interesting too.
We all know the earth is flat.
Context.
Have you guys seen the flat earthers video where they try to prove that the earth is flat, and in the video they prove that it's not?
Yeah,
What?
there's a bunch of those.
I don't know anything about that.
There's actually multiple experiments that have gone wrong for them, from
Yes,
the gyroscope to the lights on the river. Yeah.
There's one where it's like,
Relevant.
okay, so if the earth is round, then we shouldn't be able to see this camera anymore. Then look, where's the camera? Did you move the camera? No. And then you see the realization.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the flat river experiment where you.
And these people can have children.
They can. And they got freedom of speech.
Housekeeping issue, guys. I am two super chats away from telling an embarrassing story that I haven't told before, and also I have to pee. So while I'm gone, maybe you can explain the origin of David Jingras to our Blake Lively viewers who have never heard about Laura Owens and why he's so controversial. I'll be right back. I have to pee.
How does this work? Yeah, so she filed let me see, Schnitzel, correct me if I'm wrong. She filed a family court case against Clayton Eckerd, paternity case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were both pro se, meaning they were both self-represented. And then at some point later, she filed a order of protection against him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, she had a lawyer. That was Josh Lopez, right?
Yep.
But Clayton was still pro se. And what happened was one of those hearings got live streamed on the internet, and everybody had known about the family paternity court case at that point. So people were interested in watching, and people noticed he was pro se. And that's when there was some crowdfunding to get him a lawyer, because he had just sunk all his money in real estate. So that's when he got the lawyer of one of the former, victims of Laura there in Arizona. And at that point, I think then she started getting her own lawyer for the family court case and went through a bunch of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it like
it was Bonnie Platter, Lexi Linval, and then she landed on Corey Keith. Was there another one I'm missing?
there was others in
Family
Kelly
court.
Mendoza.
Yeah, for family court.
She never appeared. Kelly Mendoza never appeared. She just had a phone call with Clayton. She was between Lexi Linval and Corey Keith.
Yeah, so she was going through lawyers faster than what Imelda Marcos went through shoes, and then nobody will get that.
I got
it.
I can tell you why later though.
Yeah, and then actually it was Corey Keith who was at the February status hearing, and that was live streamed while everybody had gotten onto the case. And when Dave live streamed that, he had somebody on the ground to report from the courtroom. So that was a very exciting live stream. And Corey Keith tried to explain to the judge how miscarriage works. And if you can imagine a young male lawyer trying to explain to the court and a female judge, how does miscarriage work? Like, it didn't go very well. But anyway, so she got rid of him and then got this guy, David S. Jingras.
March 25th.
Ah, yes. Who self-proclaimed internet lawyer and frequent tweeter on Twitter.
And First Amendment.
First
lawyer.
Amendment specialist who had previously, what did he do? He had represented the dirty.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the dirty. Yeah, the dirty.
Mm-hmm.
That effing guy. Been sued over a couple hundred times for
Mm-hmm.
various things.
Yeah. So he comes in and decides that not only is he going to be her lawyer, here's a story. Oh, this guy Dave is making all these videos, whatever. There's other people making videos now covering the case. And so he decides that his client needs some PR like that. And so he starts blogging and tweeting and arguing with people on Twitter. And as you can imagine, how well that went. And he's made some YouTube videos now after talking about how everybody who makes YouTube videos is terrible.
Oh yeah,
He spent months talking about how all these people making YouTube videos are the scum of the earth. And then he turns around and starts making his own YouTube videos.
Is he
The irony
monetized yet,
is,
at least?
what's that?
Is he monetized yet?
I have no idea. I don't know. But
I don't know either.
I mean, from my perspective, I don't care if he is or not. He can make $1 million on YouTube. That's fine. I mean, my point is for his client, he lost their case and he failed to help her prove clinical pregnancy. He failed to help her prove paternity. He failed to help her prove clinical miscarriage. And that's all I cared about from a, case semantics perspective.
So
And
from
no one could have helped her do that because it simply didn't exist.
That seems to be the prevailing opinion.
the thing about Jingras is he knew that the evidence was stacked against Laura from the very beginning. Like when I talked to him, he tried to settle the case. Like his whole appeal is about the fact that, first of all, I tried to settle this way back when. They're the ones that wanted to continue on with all this kind of stuff way after the paternity petition, all this stuff was over. And so he knew that the evidence was stacked, but he would talk to people in such a way that in spite of all the evidence, in spite of little to no fetal DNA, in spite of the admission of doctoring medical evidence, in spite of all of these lies that were stacked one on top of another, and there's an entire website devoted, Justin Baldoni style, devoted to all a 10-year timeline of what happened to Laura Owens and all of her victims and Clayton Eckert and how we got here and all this kind of stuff. In the face of all of that evidence, no real evidence corroborating Laura Owens' pregnancy, he would get up there and say that you guys are all don't know what you're talking about. You guys are all idiots. I'm going to prove at trial that you guys are all wrong. She legitimately thought that she was pregnant. And there was this back and forth that's been going on for months. And then he got his ass kicked at trial in June. And then he cried about it for a week. And then he came back on, but we're going to do an appeal and this and that. And Judge Mata was so unbelievably biased against us. And she committed nefarious acts of judicial misconduct. And he tried to get her removed from the case. He filed a judicial complaint against her that was denied on January 7th. And weeks after it was officially denied on paper on January 17th, he's on his YouTube videos exclaiming about how, oh, Judge Mata was this and that. And I couldn't believe it. I had my headphones in and I was listening to some of these interviews and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I couldn't believe it. This was so bad. It's it was absolutely nothing. And then once again, he lost that. He's slated to lose his appeal in due time. I don't know when the results are going to come up, but at every juncture.
That's a good point about that video comment because, the theme of this stream here is similarities between the Blake Lively case and the Laura Owens case. And when he said that, I was like, okay, what's the video link? What's the timestamp? Please play the sentence you think this person said so that we can hear it or go listen to it with our own studio headphones ourselves. And of course, he doesn't do this, which is very similar to what I've seen from the Lively complaint. They make a claim but don't back it up with something you can independently verify.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's funny because I invited him on my show to debate the legal points of why he thinks his appeal was going to win. And then we had a friendly conversation. And then he made a video saying that I was an idiot. And then I made a video that's okay, so what about these 20 cases that say you're wrong? He's like, fuck this guy. He's dead to me. I'm never talking to Omar again. It's okay, well, I guess that was that.
Well, it didn't help that you wrote my counter complaint.
Well, and that's true.
I mean, his main complaints seem to be that you weren't a licensed attorney in Arizona.
Yeah, I know the law in Arizona better than you, apparently.
You can look up cases from different states regardless of where you're licensed.
I could look up case law in any state, in all 50 states, because I have the subscription. I pay $600 a month to do my own legal research. It's comprehensive and federal. And so I could do all of this stuff. I don't need anybody's permission to do it. If I need to figure out how a legal issue works in Arizona, I can do it. And when I cited 20 cases where people were cited or punished for the sanction that he said doesn't apply to his case, he said that, you know what? Fuck that guy. He's dead to me. And then he starts chatting up the reality Steve.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to listen to all of the factual points that reality Steve had that he wanted Jingras to address. And Jingras first said, well, I'll listen, but I'm not going to have much to say. It's like, okay. And then it just never happened. And so he keeps on picking fights until he knows that he's not going to gain a friend and he's going to look really stupid doing it. And then he just decides not to do it. And he's done that at every juncture. He's been giving ample opportunity to come out in public and like kind of do the right thing and whatever. And it's gotten to the point, as bad as the allegations are against Laura Owens, that David Jingras has somehow surpassed in memory, at least, Owens, to the point where he's like the villain. And Owens is sort of like being preyed upon by this guy that's stringing her along, selling her the bridge to Madison County. The bridges of Madison County, as I said early on, Steve. I thought that was a great line. Thought I'd repeat it here.
I have a question for Omar, but first I have to get through some of these super chats. Give me one second. We only have 3, but that's enough to put me over the edge for my embarrassing story. So, Cat Lady Ballerina, thank you for the $2. Rule 26 for life, y'all. And Rule 26 was cited at some point, I think, in this case, but not the same Rule 26.
What's
but
Rule
it was
20?
still like,
What's Rule 26?
It was the federal Rule 11 that was cited, and I think it was in the. I don't remember which complaint it was, but it was cited somewhere. I remember seeing it and thinking of gingerbread.
Shannon Chinanos, sorry. Thank you for the $20. Bacon. Thank you very much for the bacon and for the money. So I appreciate both accepted currency in my book. Dragonfly, thank you for the 20 for Lauren to tell a story. Well, I will not disappoint you then. 1 second to.
I have a question. Is there a Rule 69?
Yes.
There's got to be a Rule 69.
We can't talk about that, though, because it's not permitted on YouTube. Anyways, okay. You want my story.
Could I say what it is?
What?
The Rule of 69.
In Arizona or California?
You don't want to hear it in Florida.
What's that? Federal?
Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Rule 69 is a calculation that estimates how long it takes for an investment to double. It can also refer to a rule in the federal rules. Okay, never mind. They're federal rules.
Something's going to double.
Procedure. Something's doubling. Execution. No, it's a money judgment. In general, it's the execution of a money judgment. A federal rule. Money judgment is enforced with a writ of execution unless the courts direct otherwise. That's Rule 69. The more you know.
Thanks.
Miss Reggie, did I just get convinced to pour myself a glass of wine? Probably. Anyways, Snow Wonder says story. All right. So when I was in high school, I went to this thing called Boxathon with our youth group because I used to go to church. And we built a box with like this huge group of people from other youth groups and stuff like that. And I was convinced at the time, before I understood what gay was, that I thought this boy was cute because he had long hair and he was kind of pretty. And so I slipped him my phone number on a piece of paper and I was like, what's your name? Call me, or something like that.
Ooh.
Something ridiculous like that, like something random as fuck. And then he wrote his name back to me. And then he said, come find me later. But we were all in boxes because the Boxathon, you build a little house out of boxes and you have to live like homeless people for a weekend. And that's how you raise money through the church for the homeless population.
Oh, it's a fundraiser.
Were the adults living in those boxes?
Yeah, we had some adults with us, obviously.
Some chaperones.
Anyways, it was time for me to find my new boyfriend. And so I got up and I said, has anyone seen Mike? And no one had seen Mike. And so I just said, Mike, because I was looking around all the boxes and I couldn't find him. And I said, Mike Hunt, where are you? Where is Mike Hunt? I'm looking for Mike Hunt. And so I ran around the camp for a little while saying Mike Hunt.
So that's the name
he put in the.
Yep, Mike Hunt.
That's a real Bart Simpson move right there.
Yeah, but I didn't know what a cunt was because I was like 14 and I didn't do
knew what a
anything
trip
except
mine
for
was,
swim. No,
Oh,
I didn't do
boy.
anything except for swim, and I didn't go to parties, and I barely went to school dances. So I was just running around this field in the box-a-thon saying, "My cunt." Yeah, and I saw him again at the mall like a year later,
Did you ever figure out what his real
and he
name
was
was?
still fat. So
Still,
Did he have long
I'm
hair?
sorry that happened.
yeah, of course he had long hair, Bruce. I only liked boys with long hair. That was the closest thing I could get to liking girls.
Whoa.
Lauren, in solidarity, I will share a similar story that I had when I was like 15-ish. It's not as elaborate as yours,
Hmm.
but I was on a plane and I thought that
You
the
said my
stewardess-
cunt on a plane?
no, I did it much worse. It was much
Until
worse.
story.
So I'm on the flight, and I thought that the stewardess was hot, and I wanted to ask her out. And I was all of 15. She was probably like 25 or 30 or something.
Oh no.
I was a ballsy little fucker. And so anyway,
Okay, Omar, the question I have to ask. When you're 15, 16, 17, there's two types of young lads. There's like the ones that still look like they're 15 or 16, and there's the ones that look more like they're 20. Which one were you?
I was probably of the younger type.
Oh,
I definitely was. I looked young. I'd
okay.
imagine. No facial hair. I was on the wrestling team. I was wrestling at 145. And so I was younger.
Pounds or ounces?
Pounds, not
Okay.
ounces. That'd be weird.
Just
145,
checking.
that's not
I
bad.
don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen your old photos, so just checking.
Yes, you have. And so anyway, I didn't know how to like talk to this. I spent like a good 2 hours like trying to work up the courage, and I never did. So what I did instead was, and I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I wrote her a note on a napkin, and it says something to the effect of, "You are the most beautiful girl that I've ever seen, and if ever I could have the chance to meet you, I swear it will be like the best thing ever." And then I wrote like my phone number down, or like my pager number, and left it where I was sitting. And then later,
your
that
seat
night,
number?
on my seat number, I was waiting for a page back, like and legitimately expecting I was going to get some kind of a response, and I got nothing. It's like that was the stupidest thing I've ever done.
I think they can get your name from your seat number.
Oh, I don't know, man. But that was my try, and I was intimidated because she was older than I. But I
Well, you didn't get like that was like that was a rejection of omission. It wasn't. At least it wasn't like.
I have no
like talk to her in person and get rejected.
Right.
That would have been way more embarrassing.
Was not rejected in the moment. For all I know, she might not even got the note. She could have got like picked up by the other guy that was working with her.
Oh, you left it on like the tray or something?
Yeah, I didn't even hand it to her. I just left it on my tray. And
They could have just put it in the trash.
Or not even. I think I left it on my seat. They probably picked it and threw it away.
Oh yeah, because you have to. Your seat back has to be in the full upright position, and tray tables locked in their original.
Cat Lady Ballerina says, "Thank you for the $5, Cat Lady." On a napkin on a plane. I've heard this story.
That was the first thing I thought of. So yeah, one of the Laura Owens court cases involves a woman on a plane writing a note.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Right. A woman who's apparently real.
Yep.
Unclear if she knows what the fuck she's talking about, though.
Yeah.
Says that she probably got 20 notes a day like that. It's like, well, joke was on me then, wasn't it? And all of them probably had like money and a car and a job and a high school diploma.
Sarah Marie says, "Little Omar looks like Eminem." Hang on, let's bring little Omar back up.
Oh boy.
That would not be the comparison I was looking for.
This looks
there
like
he is. He kind of does.
Everybody, just follow me.
No, from far away, he kind of does. From far away,
Looks so clean shaven.
I mean, back, I was trying to grow a beard. That's the best I could do.
Yeah, I was trying to grow a beard too at that age, but I gave up.
I'll be your beard, Lauren.
Hey, as women get older,
many a man has tried, Bruce. Oh man.
The story you guys told, the stories you told reminded me that I always used to be attracted to like older men. Like when I was that age, like 14, 15, I was attracted to this like 30-year-old guy who I was doing a project with. Anyway, I wrote in my diary because Lauren and I were talking about our diaries. I have like 4 or 5 diaries from my childhood that have some great material. But the one thing I wrote was about this guy named Bill, and like how I had a crush on him. And then I wrote, I don't know, maybe I'm just attracted to heavy set men. At like 14 or 15, I write this.
Oh, what a
Same.
fascinating child. And thank God you never acted
Being
on it.
introspective.
That's so funny.
My.
Apparently, I thought Bill was heavy set.
I'm about to
Maybe.
read you
Well, was
guys.
he?
I'm
I
gonna.
mean, looking back on it, he's like probably technically obese, but he wasn't like huge.
Well, obese would qualify as heavy set, I would think.
I mean, like a
Who
gut.
knows?
He had like chicken legs, but a gut.
I mean,
Like a penguin?
maybe, maybe in some situations, love is blind. I mean, Omar, on Plaid, we were talking about that case where the lady wanted her hall pass,
Yeah.
and the guy went to see, and he was like, "This is not,
And it was a heavy set dude, wasn't it?
this is not Jason Momoa.
He was not.
This
It was
guy's
not what you
not a
thought.
supermodel."
And even before we read all that, we were like, who would you rather be, like Jason Momoa or
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman?
Mm-hmm.
And there's like pros and cons.
So who
But then
knows?
Scott is like, seriously, for that, huh? Like,
Are you getting your diary out?
I have it out, and I'm trying to find a story to read for the people on this chat right now.
Oh boy.
Here, let me.
Have
I'm
we
gonna go
exhausted
find
all
mine.
the court documents?
I'll be right back.
And this is not the passage I'm going to read. It says Sean, a bunch of hearts and shit. All right. I really liked the long hair boy because
You should frame that one. That was good.
Oh, I don't have to frame it. I have a whole book, buddy. Look at this. Look at this. Sean, and then SISHSIHC. That meant to me, Sean is so hot. Sean is so cute. And I just wrote it over and over.
oh. Like
Yeah.
like that movie, The Shining. All work and no play makes
Yeah,
Jack
he's
a dull boy.
still in a pit somewhere, man.
Oh, jeez.
Did you wear his face? Turn it into a-
Probably. Yeah, I probably would still.
That's what all that lotion's for.
Okay, everyone who's stuck with us, over 200 of you who have stuck with us this far, I'm going to read you a passage from my diary, which is just wonderful. Okay.
Oh boy.
This is December 13th, 2005. So it's almost 20 years ago. It says, okay, Sean is so hot. I really like him. And I never felt like this about someone I liked before. I'd draw hearts around someone's name, but I never meant it like this before. I just wish he likes me too. I hope he does. He didn't. I just feel like my heart's gonna burst if he doesn't. I think he's so cute. He's really funny and nice too. I just want to talk to him, but I don't talk to him much. I sort of threw a piece of cheese at him today as a joke. He didn't know it was me, so he blamed Katie. We named the cheese Steve and used duct tape to save it. Now Steve is hard and moldy. I wish Sean would ask me out. That'd be awesome.
You let the cheese get moldy?
It's
Yeah,
not
Just
over.
for
it's hard and
Steve
moldy.
the
It's not
cheese.
over. It's not over, guys. I wish Sean would. It's hard and moldy. I wish Sean would ask me out. That'd be awesome. Some girls in my grade are just obsessed with making out. I want to get my first kiss over with like now. But I
What?
am not obsessed. They are a lot of these premature 5th graders making out and premature 6th grade boys asking their girlfriends to have sex. Gross!
Man.
That's just creepy.
What grade were you in?
Premature-
What are we gonna say?
Premature 6th graders. Ew, 6th graders. Anyway, I want my first kiss with someone I like, not Haley and Raymond making out outside the locker room. Fuck you.
Oh,
Haley and Raymond. Apparently
excessive
you were disgusting.
PDAs. Haley,
No way.
how could you?
Raymond. It says Raymond. Gross. Someone like, dare I say, Sean. LOL. Yeah, that would be nice. I wish he would like ask me out or something. Grr.
Oh boy.
Grr, back off Gabby. She likes him, but she's a fatty. Lauren.
Well, so articulate at that age.
What grade
All
were
right.
you in?
Not even kidding.
Six or seven. Unclear.
I thought you were in an upper grade because you were making fun of the younger kids or something.
No, I was just stupid.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, Steve the Cheese has
No,
a
that was a
long
real.
and storied legacy here.
I remember that. I'll never forget that.
You need
We
to
I
keep that in
threw
mind.
so we I had the cheese and I threw it at him because I thought it would be funny. And then it like wasn't that funny, so I threw it at the window in my favorite teacher's classroom and it got stuck there because it was like a kind of melting piece of cheese. This is Florida. And it was stuck there for a while.
Hmm.
And so Steve the Cheese was a classmate.
Steve is hard and moldy.
He is now.
Stinky.
Oh boy.
I eventually got him down. I can't
Oh,
remember
no.
how that happened. I
you
think I
put
took
him?
like one of those step ladders up against the bookcase and I finally got him down and we put duct tape around Steve the Cheese and someone kept him for a while.
I mean, depending upon where you put it, it could have been there forever because I remember, like, if you go to a corporate office building, like where I worked, there was like a 3-hole punch in one of these empty cubes that had office supplies or whatever. And I think in like the 20 years I worked there, the 3-hole punch never moved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder who originally put this 3-hole punch here. And I wonder whose job it is when we moved our desks and everything to like move the 3-hole punch. Like, so Steve the Cheese could have been there for like 20 years in the bottom of some classroom drawer.
Became a class plant.
Sick.
Could have become sentient.
Became a pet.
Of course, if he had any real power, we would have relocated our state capital to Wisconsin. So
Well.
I guess that never happened.
You know, Bruce left a comment on our flat. Schnitzel, he's like, "Hey, Brad, I'm so sorry that I abandoned you." It's like, what the fuck, Brad? Bruce?
Well, after I left, way later, I had to do some things, but way later I went and rewatched Flad because I wanted to watch the part I wasn't in because I wasn't there. And you guys were like asking Brad all these tough questions and hard questions. And I just felt so bad. I'm like, Brad needs my help right now, and I'm
He
not
did
there.
really good, though. I thought he did
That's-
great, man.
Oh
Although
boy.
there was a micro penis story and a micro badge story.
They can't both be
Guys.
yours, right?
This is what happens. This is what happens when I leave you guys alone.
I was gonna say the second that Bruce leaves, we're telling micro stories.
Trouble.
But you know what? We had a lot of fun. We did. You would have had fun too, Bruce. I think
Yeah.
you would have had a story of your own.
100%.
Yeah.
Wait, a story of my own?
A micro story. You never know.
I mean, I always go back to to get back to the Blake Lively, Laura Owens case, you know, like Blake Lively had that weird thing about no teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think in the Owens case, there's all these emails that are even worse. Like she talks about like, oh, you'd know I hadn't had sex with anybody else except you in a long
The
time.
tidy mill.
if
The
you
tidy
felt-
mill.
If we had sex and you felt how tight I was.
Change your mind about me.
And when I read that, my first thought was like, that sounds so uncomfortable and unenjoyable. Like, why would I want you to be super tight? Like, that just sounds painful.
Like it clamps down on it, like it's biting it off. That's no
Yeah,
fun.
like
You
no.
guys don't like that? I thought that
I
was a
think
thing.
she wrote it because she thought it would like entice him, or it would be like sexy
I
talk
feel like
or
it's
something.
like a porn thing where it's like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
tight. Like, but it's
I'm
not
like-
maybe something that regular, like real.
But
Right?
girl
yeah,
thinks
in the
everybody wants to
real
hear.
world, like no, like you know,
Can I read my diary entry?
Do it.
Yes.
Okay. This I was, let's see, 12. Okay. Dear diary. My mom is a real big bitch.
Damn.
She made me go to bed at 7:30. Can you believe her? She also, by the way, she's lucky I'm calling her she, said that I can't go to my basketball practice either. And that's the first practice this season. I'm just really, really mad at her right now. I'm still never going to forgive her. a matter of fact. I'm going to tell her that I don't want any of the Christmas presents she got me. I'm going to say it like this: Mom, I don't want any of the shitty Christmas presents that you got me. I personally thought that all of the Christmas presents that you guys have gotten for me in the past were real lame. I frankly don't really care if you ever get me another Christmas present again. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to tell you. I hate your guts. Well, gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
P.S.
Wait.
That would be telling her, right? And then I drew a picture of me punching my mom in the face, and it says,
What?
Of course, me, and of course, my fat ass mom."
Violence. How old were you?
12.
Oh my goodness.
Did you tell her all those things? And then was she like, so you want to go to Dairy Queen? I'm like, sure.
Now, Your Honor, I would like to question the witness on rebuttal. What did you do to get sent to bed at 7:30 and miss your first basketball practice? What was your
I'm sure
what
I
was the
deserved
crime that led up to these events, Madam Schnitzel Ninja?
it. I don't know, but I was a little shit, and I deserved everything I got.
Well,
Your Honor, I rest my case.
I must have done something shitty, and so I got what I deserved, I'm
This
sure.
stream
still.
devolved into something so gross. It's so repulsive. Okay, hang on. Wait, you have your whole diary?
I have 2 of them here. I couldn't find my third one. That's what.
That's all. Okay, wait, hang on.
Oh
I'm
my
I'm
gosh.
setting one more super chat goal for the night. We're gonna set it at 5. And if we make it to the 5, at it's $5 or more, teal and higher, 5 super chats at $5 or more, then within the next, we'll say hour, but I'm not going to go for that long. 45 minutes. How about that? Then Schnitzel will read another diary entry.
Oh God, I have to find one. That's like one of the best ones.
I don't even keep a diary. Bruce, did you do a diary? Is that a good thing to do?
I did not have a personal diary, but I was in some English classes or creative writing classes where they made us journal.
Yeah.
But we would do that in the notebooks that were for school.
The composition books, and then you have to turn them in. And
no, I mean, I think we got to keep them at the end, but I never kept them.
Yeah.
This was before Excel existed, I think. Or I probably would have used Excel
word
on my Apple
processors.
II. I don't think I had a spreadsheet on my Apple II.
No. I went and read back some of the writing that my mom saved at my old house, and it was so bad. It's like, oh, it's so God. I was like, how could I be that bad of a writer? It was grotesque. The writing was grotesque.
I used to. I would end every paper for, I don't know, years with "only time will tell."
Only time will tell.
That was my
Wow.
sentence.
That's deep. I do remember from those journals, like I think they made us write poetry once in some class, and I didn't really want to write the poetry or whatever. So I eventually wrote this. I thought I was being edgy, like I was going to stick it to the teacher. And I wrote this poem called Pigs from Mars. And it was all about how pigs were on Mars, and they made some spaceships, and they invaded Earth, and they were doing drugs and committing crime. It was a poem.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You got
They're getting drunk. I think the teacher thought the poem was pretty good. I'm like, I thought I was just trying to like get a rise out of them.
Hunter S.
They thought I was
Thompson.
they thought it was a countercultural, statement or something.
That would have been the time period.
Yeah,
that
it was a good time.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the owners of the recording studio that I interned at in high school called me a radical. Yeah.
I could see Bruce being a radical.
Yeah.
Drinking his old Manhattan at the turntable.
1 second, guys. Let me read a couple of these.
I was pretty straight edge in high school.
This is these are before the new goal started. So hang on, these 2. A note on a napkin on a plane. I've heard this story before. I think we did read that one before. Thank you, Cat Lady. Sarah 0143, thank you for the 5. Hey, you 4 need to get together and do a TLDR on the LOVCE case for all the new peeps, plus it'd be hilarious for the OGs. I do want to do something like that, but yeah, thank you.
We could do like a play. And
Yes.
Lauren could play Laura, obviously.
Oh God.
And then
I love dudes.
I want to be Dave Neal.
And I played the twins.
I will play
Yes,
gingerbread.
you're dead.
I'm non-existent.
Stephanie B, thank you for the $5. Okay, this one counts towards the 5 goal. Y'all should take turns next. Well, I don't know if Bruce and Omar have their diaries, so otherwise we would.
Hey, I told you about my Pigs from Mars poem.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did tell you about my
Okay,
napkin
that
story.
one. All right.
Well, you show the
more
picture.
and
Show the picture I sent.
4 more of those $5 super chats or more, and Snitzel Ninja will read another passage from her diary. Wait, what do you want me to do? You said?
I sent you a picture. Just download it and then you can show
Is
it.
it? Where was it? Hang on.
Discord.
Okay, 1 sec. I close that out real quick. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
What is happening?
Oh.
Did you just send Lauren a nude? What is that reaction?
It's
better.
got to be something if it's shocking Lauren. Lauren has seen it all.
This is worse than a nude. This is.
I don't want to know what's worse than a nude.
It's worse things than I would do to your father, Omar.
Oh
Gee.
my!
It's worse than a nude. It's a
I did
wound.
them to my mom.
All right, hang on. I'll pull it up. I don't know if I want to show this yet, guys.
Why?
I don't know if I want to show this yet.
We need some more super chats first. I
It
don't
goes
know.
with the one I just read.
I'm scared for the people. Hang on. All right. Fine. You win.
We don't want chaos on our. We don't want a riot in
Don't
the
you?
chat room.
All right. Here it is, very enlarged.
Well, wow. Why is it so
Be
big?
telling her.
P.S. That would be telling her right.
Is this Schnitzel Ninja's diary?
Yeah.
It sure is. It says, of course, there's a smiley face that says me, and that's her, I guess. And then, of course, my
What?
fat ass mom.
Wow.
That says fat ass mom.
Oh my God, scroll down.
How Schnitzel a Cyclops?
Damn. I'm.
I both look like a foot, like a shoe.
You guys
those
look like
big
Muppets. It's like.
What the hell is happening right now?
If you do breath on her or mom.
Why are you fisting your mom?
Oh my god!
It's like Muppets gone wild.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, why is she leaning into it? What's going on there?
I don't know.
You
Also,
don't know?
Schnitzel has weird boobs for the record.
You know what I bet it is? I bet you drew your arm and your fist, and then you drew your mom, so she'd be kind
Exactly,
of bending over, so that it would be like you're punching her. I bet that's what happened.
I bet you're right.
This stream got so derailed, and I don't even care.
And she's crying. Do you see her tears?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
those are
I see the
tears. Okay,
tears.
I was like, what is that? I
It's
see how it
tears.
is. Does she have like a lot of lipstick on? What is happening?
Apparently, she has big ass lips.
Oh my gosh.
and a tattoo. Is that a tattoo on her
Does she
left
have a
arm?
tattoo? Yeah, what's going on?
Sleeve.
How is your
What?
mom?
Oh,
Like
that's her
an
sleeve.
actual sleeve.
Oh, okay.
How is my mom?
Yeah.
We have a relationship. It's good.
I
She-
wasn't asking about your relationship with your mother. I was asking, how is your mom?
Oh, she's great. She
Did she ever see this picture?
Oh yes, she actually. That's one of her favorite entries. She likes to read these.
Oh, she likes it. Oh,
She-
okay.
she
So
thinks
this
they're
isn't.
hilarious.
We're not like dropping
She
this
likes
photo
the
on
big
her right.
fist
She's
of
gonna be
it.
like watching this
No,
video and be
No,
like, "What the
she like
fuck?"
will like pee herself reading these diary entries.
Oh, that would make me laugh. My kid wrote something like that about me.
Join the club. Oh my
would-
gosh.
We legit go to Dairy Queen after his ice. We want to get some ice cream.
But I didn't know at the time she was reading. And this diary had a lock on it. And I didn't know at the time, and obviously it's just like a simple key. I didn't know she was reading like my diaries. So
She was
knew-
unlocking them.
Yes, and reading them and
What?
putting them back.
Okay,
Because
wait.
she-
This
she
is like a
said she-
flat moment.
She was worried that like she was paranoid that like I was going to be doing something that I shouldn't be, and she wasn't
Sure.
going to know how to parent it or how to handle it. So she was like always reading through stuff and trying to make sure she like knew what was going on.
Okay, we might need another chat poll I want to know, is it okay for a parent to go get the key and unlock the diary and read your 12-year-old's diary?
I'm going to
Yes
say
or no?
yes. I'm gonna,
Is that
well,
okay?
You want my
All
lawyer
right.
answer or do you want my dad answer?
I want
Go
both.
ahead, Omar. Both.
The
Yeah.
dad answer is fuck yeah. 12-year-olds are not entitled to privacy. They have no right to privacy in my house. The
Fuck
hell?
that. They should always have privacy in a
They're lucky they
diary.
even have a
you know?
door. How about that? From a lawyer perspective, failure to read a diary and something bad happens to your kid might be viewed as parental neglect.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
There's cases.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, read your kids' diaries, man.
See, I was really hard on like,
I'm not
if
reading
your
my
kid has
kid's
a diary
diary.
with a lock,
Yeah.
you
I
should
mean,
not go read it.
12
But
is
you're
kind of
saying there
young
could be legal repercussions if you don't.
for like 12-year-olds. Now, if it's like 16, 17, that's a little different. But
Okay.
preteens, then yeah, they
Well,
shouldn't.
I don't know why
be-
you would even say that because I was clearly very mature at 12. So.
gotta
just
put a
'cause there's,
lock
like,
on
diary
Sean.
entries about people like self-harming and cutting themselves, and
Yeah.
always ends up as exhibits in court. And then it's like, how could you have all these warning signs and not have done anything? It's like, it was in her
Yeah.
diary.
I
You
feel
should have
like
read her diary.
I feel like my mindset is like when I was 12, which is a different time than like
Oh, yeah.
today.
Yeah.
It's very different.
It was different, but the same, like when we look at it, it's like, oh, we had it all together. We were so grown at 12. And we
I
look
don't
at
know,
12 years
guys.
today and they're
So
all just kind
far,
of,
so far, chat polls saying no. Don't read your kid's diary.
well, you don't have to. It's probably you're gonna see some things you don't want to see for sure. But in the interest of safety, it might be a good idea just to have a little peek. Just to have a little peek.
I don't know about my parents, but my sister definitely read mine. All right, and guys, we have we'll stay on for a little bit longer. Let's see where we're at in the goal right now. We have 4 more super chats of $5 to make it to another Schnitzel Ninja diary entry because mine are not nearly as fucking interesting as that. And I thought mine were pretty funny, but like that's whoa. Something else.
It's like it's top 3 entries.
Top
that I
three
have.
entries. All right, cool.
I started big.
Okay, hang on. I have a question for the panel here. What is the weirdest thing you ever did as a child?
I would hide in the closet during TV commercials and snatch the sugar from the kitchen. We had like a yellow sugar container. One was big enough for the spoon. The other was like the little spout. And I would just dump that shit into my mouth as much as I could get during the commercial break. And I'd let my saliva like get it moist, get it wet. And then I would swallow it. And then I'd dump a whole nother like mouthful in. And then when I could,
God,
like 2 minutes. Well, thankfully I didn't. But I would get in trouble because my mom found out I was doing it and she'd come in and like hide the sugar on me.
Yeah.
So that was pretty weird.
That's not so weird. That's like just a thing kids do. Like my Olivia ate a whole stick of butter the other day.
What?
I didn't realize it until she like threw the last bite of her mouth. Like, what? I like
Wait.
butter.
I don't understand. Like, unwrapped it from the paper and just went at it with a fork.
We had unwrapped a stick of butter and like was putting it on like.
I gotta pee again. I'll be right back.
And then she just grabbed it with her hands and just started eating it like a candy bar.
Like a
And then I
candy
looked
bar.
over, yeah, and I saw her just smash the whole thing in her mouth.
How old
was
is
like-
this kid?
Oh, she's like 5. So
Oh my god, that makes my
That-
stomach churn.
yeah, not great. But she said, I love butter.
I hope she didn't have a blood panel the next day.
I'm aware.
Damn.
Oh, that's so funny. My sister would eat butter.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, some kids are into that, man. Some kids do. My Olivia does. My other one hates butter, like in any circumstance.
I could understand like putting it on bread or putting it on bread and putting cinnamon or sugar on top
Yeah.
and then you eat it. But just butter by itself. Like unless it's a dare.
She was bald.
Like that would be a
Bald,
dare. Like I dare you to eat raw butter by itself. That seems like what kids would do.
Right.
JFC Mod wants to know why I think Jingras is so pissed at me. And I don't know, man. I think he just I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask him. That is I'll let him tell that story. I have my theories. My theory is because he's not gonna talk down to me or people like Dave or people like Reality Steve. And he doesn't like it when he can't bully the other side.
Mhm.
So that's kind of his MO. Like he'll pick on people that he thinks he could get the better of. And when that's proven wrong, he just kind of disappears.
Yeah, there's kind of a moment like when for Dave or Megan or you where he's just sort of like, well, I think they lied about something, so they're
Yeah.
disingenuous, and I don't like liars, so I'm not going to talk to them anymore. And the problem is, he never really pinpoints a lie that you can go verify, like as a third party. This has always been my problem. Like, what is the URL? What's the timestamp? What's the quote? What's your evidence to refute the quote? And if the statement that the person made, whether it's Dave or Megan or Omar, is incorrect, how do I prove it was a conscious lie? That is, they knew the truth and wanted to say something that wasn't the truth, as opposed to an opinion, speculation, a mistake, or some other reason for the statement. He never gives you the material where you can do peer review. And that's my problem with it. But it seems like he has this hook where he's like, oh, they lied about something, and I don't like that they lied about this or that or
I think that
something
my
else.
entire interactions with David Jingras are online. Like all of the emails between us back and forth,
Mhm.
all of our communication, like all of our back and forth, even the phone calls have all been like talked about. I think the only thing I could remotely think of that I said that was speculation on my part was during our first interactions when I asked him about like the JFC timeline, how much of it was bullshit, and he's like, oh, I don't read any of that stuff. And I said, okay, this guy's being disingenuous and kind of a dick, and so he's not taking it serious, so I'm not going to take him serious. And that was it. But then I had a phone call, and me and him talked about that moment. And I forgot what we said, but I repeated the same things. Yeah, when I got that initial email from you, actually from Laura, I thought that you wrote it because it sounded like a lawyer. And then he told me that Laura chat GPT'd it. And so that's why it sounded like a cease and desist letter. I was like, oh, well, I guess that clears that up.
Really?
Yeah, but there was
He told
nothing
you that she used
with her on
ChatGPT to write you an email?
the phone. Like when a three-way phone call, there was I was talking to the two of them about the first time Laura Owens
This might be breaking news. I don't remember this.
Oh, I don't think it's breaking news. I'm pretty sure I talked about it when it happened, like the day it happened or the day.
I remember you talking about the three-way phone call.
Yeah,
but I
and I
don't
was
remember him making the claim that she used ChatGPT to write an email.
Oh, well, that was something that was said in the conversation. I don't know if he said it, but it was said.
Wow.
But in the midst, where was I going with this story? Oh, yeah, because there was this thing that, he tried to ambush you with Laura. And I was like, no, he asked me if I minded if Laura joined. I said, no, whatever. And she was on, and then we were having this three-way call.
Yeah.
And then I was telling them about our first interactions, and I told them about the first time Laura Owens emailed me and why I was kind of put off by it because it sounded like a cease and desist letter. And then Jingras was like, oh, that's because she chat GPT'd that shit. It's like, oh. Okay, I guess that explains it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but I don't think it's any secret that she uses AI to write stuff. It's not that big of a deal.
Well,
Whatever.
I mean, there's speculation.
Yeah.
But it's interesting the number of times he has provided interesting evidence about the case that came from nowhere else except for his sort of throwaway admission. Like, oh, in the order of protection hearing, oh, that ultrasound, that's her sister's. Like, wow, thank you, sir.
He does do that a lot.
There's other examples. Gosh.
Well, he's got a big mouth. He talks, and I mean, I don't know.
Oh, he was the one that posted the original 104 HCG level test on Twitter.
Oh, that's just such.
And then Dave Neal went back and said, well, the one she sent me said 134,000 or something. Like, wait, why does one say this and one says another? And so that broke that wide open.
I wonder how many versions she has of that document.
Right? I mean, yeah. That's so wild. Oh, geez.
I just wanted to put that back up there, guys.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there's so many different directions that picture could have gone.
Juliana Ryan, thank you for the $5. Thanks, Lauren. Love watching your takes. Thank you very much. We're only 3 chats away from another weird Snitzel and Ninja Diary entry, which was what this was. So, just saying.
I have a huge pinky.
Yeah, you do.
It was a micro pinky.
Huge and micro don't go together, Omar.
Sometimes they do because opposites attract, obviously.
Yeah, DSG was the
No
guy that made
opposites
sure.
don't attract in my world,
Oh,
sir.
DSG was the guy that made sure that Greg and Mike could be involved in the Owens case, right? I mean, and that's why like they had the live stream and they were looking at the thing and found the fiber ultrasound. That's why they hired the forensic investigator to look at Mike Maricini's laptop. His involvement created more evidence than
Yeah, but
any of the litigants.
my hot take on that is maybe he's just a secret genius and he knew that the only way to take the heat off of Laura was to go full on gingerbread. And you know, I mean, I don't know. It's a
I mean, I agree. It definitely took some eyes off of her and
but
moved
honestly,
them
he's
onto
like a
him.
bigger story.
But
He's
did it
like a
help her
more-
case?
Oh no, well, there's no helping her. There's no help. But like in terms of like taking bad PR off of her, he's become the PR. Like it's all he's magnetized the negativity towards himself and largely taken it off of Laura just because he went full gingerbread. And so if that was his goal, I guess mission accomplished. It was a weird way to do it.
The thing with the MODA complaint, which I guess I haven't talked about on this channel yet, have I? The MODA complaint that got dismissed. So it was dismissed like shortly after he did his last YouTube video, I guess, and then like before he last tweeted about it. I'm not positive on that, but it was within the same time frame.
Well,
and the thing is, like, he did the same thing with our copyright complaint when he tried to sue me or like copyright claim me, and you sent my counter complaint. He tried to say he didn't know about it until the last minute. So I'm like, I don't buy it. I don't believe you.
well, if the because on the document it says that the thing was dismissed on January 17th.
Yeah.
And then the court usually on that day will mail out the participants to the motion.
Okay, when you say mail out, do you mean email or U.S. Post mail?
They'll send
Or do you mean you have your dick out?
Yeah, they'll send hard copies, but I mean, it's in there.
Hard dick copies.
It's
Wait.
really not as slow as it seems. Like it'll get there within a day or two of January 17th if they mail it and you're in the same state. At least that's the way it works in California. I gotta assume it's the same in Arizona. And so either way, it's not taking a month to get to wherever we need to get to.
No, but it might not be the 17th. It might be a day or 2 or 3 later, depending on when he gets his mail out of the mailbox.
Yeah, and to be fair, I have no idea if he was given notice or not. I have no idea.
And we don't know how would it be different like in Arizona versus California, for example?
I mean, but it's not a matter of difference in law. It'd just be a difference in how the court handles or processes things. Usually when they
it's a procedural.
But they'll just mail it the same day. And that's pretty universal across every courthouse that I practice in the state of California. So I can't imagine it would be different in Arizona. And if it is, then fuck, I'm wrong. But I don't know that. So look, it's plausible that he didn't know or wasn't given notice and just didn't actually know the thing was decided. That's plausible. So I can't say that for sure. I guess
I don't go to my mailbox very often, but I'm not a lawyer either. So
yeah, but if you're a lawyer, you kind of go every day because you
yeah, that's the point. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't go to my mailbox every day.
Yeah,
but if I was,
literally they'll send you notice of court hearings that you must attend, and you can't miss those things. And so it's a necessity. But you know.
Juliana Ryan, thank you for the $5. Thanks, Lauren. Love watching your takes. And then also we have a super sticker here from the Crow. Thank you for the 99 cents super sticker. We'll count that one. I know I said it to a certain amount, but that counts to me. Anything counts. So we have one more super chat to go, or super sticker to go before Central Ninja reads us another diary entry.
There it is.
Oh no! Okay, the Crow's back with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, the Crow. Schnitzel Ninja, I think that's your cue.
Man, the Crow. Last time I was on a Lauren stream, the Crow was going through some stuff, man. She was like she was on a good one. She was like in the bathtub and stuff and talking about Baldoni and Never mind.
Omar, that's like a Saturday night for you, right?
Wow.
It's like a Wednesday.
Call Mr. Bubble.
It's like a Tuesday.
All right,
Okay.
Snitzel, I'll give you the floor. Please tell
Okay.
us about your woes.
Do you guys want to hear about me being mad at my mom again? Or do you want to hear about the time I had to see a police officer for sniffing a marker?
The marker.
The marker one.
Marker.
100%.
All right. I'll have to change some of the names here. So give me a moment.
I will.
Names and locations
after,
may have been changed to protect the innocent.
I will tell.
You can change one of the names to Mike Hunt if it helps.
No.
I'm going to say Officer Serrato.
Whoa, yes.
Okay. Dear Journal, I went through a phase where I did not like calling it a diary, so I changed it to journal. I was too old to have a diary. Okay, so I was 12 again. All right. Dear Journal, I have to see Officer Serrato tomorrow at the police station because I took one sniff of a black marker. I mean, it wasn't like I sat there and sniffed it for hours and hours. Somebody told my parents about it, which I found out later. I had written it on the page before this, and my mom was reading my diary unbeknownst to me at the time. So she found out about it from reading my diary. No one told her. But I thought one of my friends ratted me out at the time.
It's a real Sopranos situation here.
Okay. I hope he doesn't yell at me or anything, the officer. I just hope I don't get hurt or die because of it. Because my mom made it seem like such a big deal that I sniffed a marker.
You're gonna scramble your brain.
Wow.
Yeah, she scared me. Like she made me think I was gonna die.
It's like that fried egg ad with Nancy Reagan.
Yeah. And I hope my dad doesn't keep talking and talking and talking about it and not let me talk. I hope I stay in there alone for a couple of minutes with Officer Serrato.
Whoa, me too. Hey-o.
So I'll be able to talk a little bit without my dad talking all the time.
Jeez.
I called Lauren Neidigh and Bruce from Oregon called me and
Bad idea.
I told them both that I had to see Officer Serrato at the police station.
Oh,
well, I gotta go by. Here's part 2. It's the next day.
Gotta go by.
Ooh, we have a follow-up. That's good.
Today, I went to the police station to see, and then I put his full name with his middle initial because I saw his card. So Omar R. Serrato. I don't know what your middle name is.
This is where the investigative skills that have kept on to the Owens Viecker case came from.
What is your middle name, Omar?
Raul. R-A-U-L.
It's R. I guessed the right letter.
Omar R.
She got it. It's like, wow, you got it right.
That's crazy. Nice. Okay. He was very nice to me today when he was talking to me. He said I was so this officer had come to my school for DARE. And anyway, he remembered.
No to drugs.
He remembered me. He said that I was one of his most favorite DARE students. And he also said that he liked me a lot. That made me smile. He said it like this. Yeah, Schnitzel was one of my favorite DARE students, and I really like her a lot. He said that he likes me a lot, not liked me a lot.
Present tense. Not past tense.
Man.
He also kept looking at me, and I was nervous. Now I have his phone number, his address, and his email address.
Why were you
wrote that in your journal?
I did.
Why were you
Schnitzel
writing?
Ninja was a 12-year-old like
Laura Owens.
secret
Why
detective.
are you writing like a porno?
Amazing.
Going through puberty, man.
I was, and he gave me that business card, and I was
And
like,
here I am in my diary, like people are obsessed with making out. Ew.
And I'm like, make out with me, please.
They're
I think
writing romance novels.
so. I said I had all this information, and then I said I think that that's cool. I was nervous when I first went in, but not towards the end. I hope he goes to see the concert I told him I have at school. I really do. Well, gotta go. Bye. And then I drew two faces looking at each other with like eyes
Longing.
hearts
eyes.
Oh
all
no!
around it. And then later, at some other point, with a different colored pen, I crossed it out and then I wrote yuck, blah.
What was that about?
That's
Revert
all right.
back to childhood immediately.
Probably
Mission
moved on
abort.
from Officer Serrato at that point. Now, okay, here's my question. This marker you sniffed, was it one of these ones that was supposed to smell like you
Wait,
know, they
wait,
had
wait,
the
wait, wait.
ones that would smell like grape or cherry or
The
lemon
one
or
from the
whatever?
diary entry or the one she sniffed today?
The one you got, no, the one
It's
she
the
got in
same
trouble for
one.
sniffing when she was 12. Did it have was it a scented marker or was it just a regular marker?
No, it was a regular marker. And
Hmm.
I was at this girl's house and I was just being weird and I sniffed the marker and then
Mhm.
I talked about playing 500 outside with my friends and that like I caught a ball and I thought I was like maybe it's cuz I sniffed that marker and my mom's like you're going to die.
That's terrible.
What a crime.
Yeah. I know that wasn't as good as the first one, but
That was amazing.
That was a good one. I think that was better than the other one.
I think we learned the origin story of investigator
These are making so
Schnitzelnitzka
much more sense now.
investigating
Is that why I was
the
phone
Owens v.
number is
Eckerd case,
address and his
Oh, there's
email.
another image?
court documents.
If we're sticking with the theme of embarrassing childhood stories, I think it's Bruce's turn.
What?
Oh, yes. Bruce, let's go.
What?
It's your turn. Tell us an
I don't know.
embarrassing childhood story.
Uh,
He's like,
Now.
I don't know. Do I have one?
Yeah, you sure do.
I don't know. Well, I do remember, like, I remember there was something. So my buddies, we were older. We were like 17. Okay. So I had like two friends, and then there was a girl who later became my girlfriend, but I don't know if she was my girlfriend at the time. I can't remember. But
Slut.
we were driving around, as you know, kids do, right? In high school, they
Mhm.
drive around town or whatever, and go to Perkins and drink coffee or whatever they do.
Go
And
to
we-
Perkins. I love Perkins.
Yeah, you know, and pretend you're cool. And I remember like we had stopped somewhere. I don't know where. It wasn't Perkins, but it was like I had to use the restroom. So I go into the restroom. It's one of those restrooms where it's like one restroom and that's it. It's not like for multiple people. It's like you lock the door, like at a gas station or something. Maybe we're getting gas. And I use the restroom and I go to the sink and I wash my hands. And the sink is one of these really old sinks. And I turn the water on and I must have turned it like all the way on. And the
Mhm.
water just like explodes. And like my hands there, and it like splashes off my hand. And the sink is low. So all this water just goes all over my pants. Like right where, you know,
And then his high school crush was like right there.
Right
as
where
he
the
came out
antlers
the
are.
restroom.
So luckily, of course, this is Wisconsin. It's always cold. And so, you know, I take my coat off like I'm hot or something. And I like put it over my arm and I like leave. So this
My
coat
God.
is over in front of the wet sink
Like I'm
water
hot or
on my pants because it looks like I just pissed my pants all day long.
Didn't you?
And so, you know, I go back in the car and I got my coat there and I'm hoping that my pants will dry by the time we get to some other place and we got to get out of the car. But like my two buddies were like in the front or something. This girl was there in the back with me, and I don't know what happened, but she tried to get my coat. Like she wanted to take my coat for some reason. I was like, no, you can't take my coat. And it was I thought maybe she thought I had, you know, maybe she thought I was aroused or something, but I'm like, no, I'm trying to keep my friends from thinking I pissed my pants.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was no air dryer or anything. I mean, this was like some gas station bathroom or something. I don't know. I mean, when you have jeans on, you get the paper towels, it's not going to dry it.
No, it's not going to dry.
Yeah, she was definitely like being flirty, but I was like, no, right now my pants are wet.
Like, first of all, my pants are wet. Second of all, shrinkage. And so,
I'm just so hot. Let me take this jacket off.
There was no shrinkage.
the moose doesn't
It
shrink.
was already shrunk.
Oh,
Oh my.
damn it.
All right, guys. I have one more image apparently from Stencil Ninja to show you guys with her last diary entry, and then I got to go to bed. Hang on, let me show you
Oh,
what she sent us. There we go. What is that?
oh, the
say?
googly eyes.
Mhm.
And I really do well. Translate, please.
Gotta go. Bye. That's how I ended all of them.
And
Well,
then
gotta go.
These are just
bye.
like eyeballs.
It
Oh.
was Officer Serrato and I in love.
These
after
are
my
super
meeting.
romance eyes.
Oh,
You didn't
yeah.
describe them that way. That's what's going on here. Oh,
Blah.
wow.
Yeah, wow. It's like a kissing scene out of South
Wait,
Park.
what? Who's on the right,
Right.
and who's on the left here?
I think I'm the curly eyelashes on the right.
And why do you have so many tongues?
It's the word
No,
yuck.
that's the word yuck. She added that later.
Oh, my bad. I thought those were
Like-
tongues.
I think it looks better if they're tongues, actually.
It looks funny. Like I'm
It's
just
an
like
improvement.
pulling all over
like
Yeah.
fangs or something.
I
Like
had
That's
you
a
did.
big improvement.
That's
Oh,
great.
man. All right, everybody. I gotta get going to bed, but thank you for 10,000 subscribers, and we're gonna keep
Congratulations to
climbing up.
Lauren.
Hopefully, thank you
Congrats.
very much. Couldn't have done it without your help, everybody here. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Omar, you don't have to hang up. Don't hang up.
Okay.
Bye, chat. We'll see you tomorrow,
Bye.
or I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know.